Sam, final game
Yeah.
of the season against a really exciting opposition.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you looking forward to this game, and also just a chance to reflect and close the season out?
Yeah, it's a nice game to finish on. You know, it's going to be a competitive fixture. They're a good side, and you know, we've got a point to prove. We haven't done particularly well against Hashtag. In my time here, then again, nobody really has in our league. So it'll be important that we play as well as we can. We want to finish the season on a high. So yeah, we're looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, Hashtag United at home on Sunday. They're second in the league
Yeah.
at the moment. How important will it be to close the season out with a big performance and hopefully with a big crowd as well to cap on what has been a really good season overall?
Yeah, it's been an okay season. We want to finish as strong as we can. You know, we've had a good run this side of Christmas, but we're not necessarily where we want to be. We've been off the pace, so we've still got loads of work to do. But we can be relatively pleased with some of the performances and results since coming back after Christmas, as I say. And we should be going into the weekend full of confidence because we want to finish as strong as we can. And it's a long time to go between the weekend and next season. So you want to finish the season on a high and have something to build on from the weekend going into next season.
When you get to this point, going into the final game and then thereafter, I'm sure you have a chance to properly reflect on the season as a whole. You mentioned some of it there. How do you reflect at this moment in time on the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can be pleased with our defensive record. We've not conceded many goals this year, but I think we needed to have scored a few more, particularly in a few games where we've been on the back foot and we've been behind in games, and we've ultimately ended up losing those when we should be getting draws, if not wins. There's a few games that stick out in the memory, Wimbledon and Lewes particularly. I think those 6 points, would have been really useful for us at this stage of the season to keep us in the top three. We've done really well away from home. We've picked up 7 wins, 2 draws away from home, so we can be pleased with that. We've said it from the start. Really, we want to keep making progress, and I feel we've done that. I think the league's more competitive this year in terms of the teams that are able to compete at the top. It's a top 5 again as it was last year, but I think more results around the top 5 have meant there's been a little bit more of a spread of the points across the league this season. And as I say, we've just not managed to keep up the pace to try and stay kind of close to the top as we would have liked. But no, we'll recognise what we've done well. I think we made some important signings in the summer to improve the squad. We'll need to do that again this summer. Been really pleased with the contribution that some of those players have made to the team. We want to make sure that we do that again going into next season. And there's some exciting changes to the training programme as well in terms of what we're able to offer the group next year to, as I say, keep making progress. It's been a long season. There's been lots of ups, a few downs. But there's plenty to be positive about, I think, in terms of the way the team have gone about it, some of the levels of performance, and we've got plenty to build on. That is for sure. And like I say, the defensive record's been good. The away form's been good. We've conceded just 3 goals in the last 8 games. I'd just like us to be a little bit more clinical in front of goal, I think, and I think that's maybe been the piece that's been missing this year that has meant we've dropped points. So there's still work to do, but we're positive about moving forward,
Yeah, as you mentioned, a lot of progress on the pitch, but also quite a fair bit of progress off the pitch as well in this season. I don't want to look too far ahead yet, but when you look and analyse what are the next steps that we as a club need to take to then make that next jump and be competing in the top 3, what do you think needs to happen over the summer? What are you looking to do?
Well, like I say, I think it's going to be really important to retain the players that we want to work with moving forward, and then also recruit. The changes we're making, are really helping us in terms of the players that we will hopefully have available to us across the summer to strengthen the squad. And that's really down to the backing and support that we've got from the football club to put us in the best possible position financially to be able to achieve that. And then in terms of the training programme, as you say, we don't need to go into too much detail, but we're working hard to not just keep up but forge ahead. And that means on the pitch as well as off it. As I say, I feel like we've been a little bit short on the pitch, but I think off the pitch we're trying to continue to make progress and integrate much more closely across all the departments at club level. Working with Stevie and the academy departments as well as as well as Luke across the physical performance space to make sure that we're integrated as a women's team. And when we're on site next year, we're doing everything we can to underpin performance and put us in the best possible place to win games every week.
Once Sunday gets out of the way and the season ends, what does a summer look like for yourself? Are you still here for the first couple of weeks? Is that a really busy period? Is trying to organise things?
Yeah, it's going to be really busy. As I say, there's plenty of changes. There's difficult conversations to be had, as I'm sure you can imagine. As a club, we're trying to move forward, and it's not always the case that everybody will stay on board for those journeys. So we've got, and we have had some difficult decisions to make, and there'll be changes, as I say, across the board. So working through that, Ryan's going to be really important to make sure that come 1st of July we're in the best possible shape. If it's anything to go by from last summer, I think I signed 2 players while I was away on holiday in Crete with my other half and the kids. I think we all deserve a break, players and staff included. So hopefully I'll get 7 days to put the phone away. But I really care about what we're doing here, and there's lots to be done over the summer, and pre-season will be here before you know it. It's just around the corner. So we'll get everything boxed off, and we're looking forward to what we hope will be a really positive start to next season.
Just finally then, just to reflect back on the game we've got this Sunday, and I spoke about it at the start, but just how much would it be of value to have as big of a home support on Sunday to close off the season in a positive way? Yeah,
the last few home games have been really, really good. The atmosphere that our fan base have created, it's not gone unnoticed. The atmosphere has been brilliant. So we hope we can get a good turnout again on the weekend. And I suppose it's just a reminder to to all the fans that we've got a great environment down at Court Place Farm at the M Group Stadium, and we're building something. So you won't be disappointed. We try and play attractive football. We try and play on the front foot, and it's a nice afternoon. So get yourself down to Court Place Farm, and we're looking forward to seeing you there. And moving on to next season, we want to try and keep building that fan base, because that's really important for us.
Perfect, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you, mate.